there definitely hurts a little bit, but that's not
part of it. It's part of it.
I think
His O-line's banged up.
I just think some of his risks that were paying off before, or it's kind of like Waters finding this level with it, you know? You can't blame the running offense. I just looked at the stats the last 3 years, and they had the same amount of rushing yards per game as last year, and that's more than they had in 2019, both of those years. So the year they won the Super Bowl, they had the worst, not the worst, a not as good, rushing offense. So I think it's, John nailed it, strictly on him in terms of the turnovers, and you get tape on somebody, and they're taking away Hill more than ever before.
Right.
They're like, we're not going to let him beat us no matter what. Versus teams, even Tampa remember Tyreek Hill had, nearly 300 yards receiving or something like that?
Yes. And Hill has been a little bit dinged up. He's not 100%. Kelsey is not 100%. He's been a little bit dinged up.
Are they missing Sammy Watkins more than they thought?
I think so, and I think they're not getting as much production as they were hoping out of Josh Gordon. He's only had one catch since he re-signed, and that was nobody thought he was going to come in and be a 1,000-yard receiver. That's ridiculous. But they thought he would be at least a threat, and he's really not been that threat.
They invested in their offensive line. I still don't think this offensive line right now is as good as it was pre-injuries or the year before.
Right. So he is under more pressure, no doubt about it. Do you think they even get involved or OBJ?
I don't know. It seems like, the issue with OBJ is it's never on the field. It's all off the field, and it's dynamics in the locker room. I'm not sure in a team right now that is
fragile.
Fragile would probably be the best way to put it. They're trying to figure out how to be an average team right now, because that's not what they've been. Is average. They're used to 13-win seasons. They're not obviously on pace to get anywhere near that this year, and they're trying to figure out how do we just get from 5-4 into the playoffs.
Right. That division is really tight, and look what Denver all of a sudden is becoming a factor.
Yeah, and so the
they're going to win at least one more game because they play the Lions.
If OBJ goes there and all of a sudden the offense clicks, then things are great. But it doesn't always stay that way, as we found with OBJ.
Yeah.
But they only need him for, what is it, a 9 to 17 game schedules.
Does somebody claim him? Well, he's pretty much made it known he wants to go to a, quote, postseason contender.
Turn left.
So if you look at the order of, look, he's not going to the Bears, okay?
Right.
Niners and Seahawks, I could see him maybe buying in to them being a playoff team, because they're 3-5. You can still recover. I'm just trying to.
Right, I know.
Well, he's going to clear waivers first, right?
No,
he's clear.
We're talking about getting claimed. So this is the order from backwards up, where I'm proposing teams that would potentially claim him. So the first in that line would be the Niners and Seahawks at 3-5. I highly doubt they do that, or he wants to do that. But I think he would at least listen. And then let's see. Next up, the Vikings, highly unlikely.
Right, they have 2 really good receivers. They don't need them.
And then you got a pack of 5-4 teams, which in this order it would be the Broncos, Bengals, Chiefs, Patriots. So the Chiefs would be that first team that's really sexy to him, probably, where he might consider it. So.
Right. I don't see him fitting in with the Patriots.
Think about it. If he went to Kansas City, he could really statistically look great, be a good guy, and get another contract.
Yeah.
Well, and the knock, or the reason that his dad posted the video was, he's always open, but Baker Mayfield couldn't find him, couldn't see him, couldn't make those throws. And if he wants to go to somebody that he believes can make every throw and see everything on the field, that's Patrick Mahomes.
Baker made a lot of good throws yesterday.
Yes, he did. And his teammates,
Boy, they can run. When they're on, they can run the ball.
They sure
Chubb
can.
was terrific yesterday.
Yeah.
That was, flipping back and forth.
Who's the team in the AFC right now?
For 26 miles, continue straight.
Tennessee.
Tennessee's playing the best football right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they're playing the best.
How about
complimentary football?
How about the Patriots?
Patriots.
All of a sudden, they're only a game behind Buffalo, right?
Right, half game. Remember that?
They had the same amount of wins. They just have one, or Buffalo had their already.
Right.
So they just have one less loss than
You get that team to the playoffs, win the division with the rookie quarterback. Belichick, he's still great.
Oh yeah, there's no
Brady
question.
won a Super Bowl without him, but Belichick is still great.
Is it him or is it McDaniels though?
By the way, well, I think it's McMahon, but their defense is pretty good.
Yes.
And by the way, what really bothered me yesterday, we happened to see it. They were interviewing a Patriot on the field, the network coverage after the game, Jamie Collins. 97 won the ticket.
Breaking news on 97.1 The Ticket, powered by Odyssey and presented by BetQL. Become a better sports bettor. Get smarter to beat the books. Download the BetQL app or visit BetQL.com today. WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. An Odyssey station. Sports headlines all day, every day. From the Sold by Mike Z Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
We're brought to you by Applied Imaging. Red Wings go for the third straight win tonight at home against a pretty good Edmonton Oilers team that is 9-1. Oilers a minus 175 favorite to drop the puck at 7:30 from the LCA right here on 97.1 The Ticket. College basketball center saved tonight for unranked Michigan State. Spartans play number 3 Kansas at 7 p.m. Number 6 Michigan begins their season tomorrow night at home against Buffalo. College Football Playoff Committee reveals their weekly rankings tonight at 9 p.m. Michigan is at Penn State Saturday noon, while Michigan State at home against Maryland. 0-8 Lions at Pittsburgh on Sunday. Head coach Dan Campbell says his team has no interest in former Cleveland Browns receiver Odell Beckham Jr. Lions next opponent, the winners last night over the Chicago Bears in Monday Night Football. Final score 29-27. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Jeff Lesson. For more 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
Good morning, 97.1 The Ticket. It is the Stoney and Jansen program. Rick Hargrave to go. Heather Park is here. John Jansen. I'm Stoney, your master of ceremonies for today's extravaganza. And it is an extravaganza because not only will we be joined by Michigan linebacker David Rusher, David Clever. Even though they had a bye week, we will talk to Lions head coach Dan Campbell. We will also talk to former Red Wings and current Edmonton Oilers general manager Ken Holland as the Oilers are in town tonight at the LCA. And speaking of the LCA, we have tickets to give away to Kane Brown.
Let me give you a history.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Mr. Holland. And also tickets to give away for next Monday's Rolling Stones extravaganza.
All right.
We got lots to talk about.
He played that history lesson, and that went on to Jamie's, like, what Jamie used to say was the longest answer in the history of mankind. I think 4.5 minutes. You've only got 11 minutes with him today. Use it strategically. Okay? Very, very tight 9 o'clock hour, so very challenging. So let's
That's two questions. That's a problem.
no, it's if you do it, handle it the right way.
Well, the Joe,
The pressure's on Stoney. This isn't a John issue. John will be fine.
Oh, thank you.
Get to the Jeff Chickering draft choice. I'm gonna give him some credit too. Besides, he drafted Tyler Bertuzzi.
Yep.
Tried to kill him as he walking out the door here.
Well,
That's
so it was due.
yeah, absolutely.
I took a beating. I think it was nearly 4 years ago. I jumped on and it was Rigger and Kyle Bogey doing a show, and said that the line or that the Wings should play this out to where they can time it to get Yzerman. And I was kind of supporting Holland, and I got absolutely crucified.
Right, absolutely.
This worked out perfectly, and I actually think he would admit that too.
Yeah, I mean, when he stepped down, or whatever word you want to use, because I think it was somewhat neutral. I don't think he knew he was going to get enough gigs, especially so quickly.
Well, the gig he got.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's all about
it's a franchise player. You get the best player coming out since Crosby, and he may be a better player than Crosby.
Well, what's amazing is that he goes to Edmonton in almost a similar situation that Yzerman went to Tampa. Guys like Stamkos and Hedman already there.
I think McDavid's on a different level.
Well, wait, I do too. There's a point. I'm pointing out that they had, him and Draisaitl are there already, and Yzerman had, Stamkos and Hedman already there when he got there
Yeah.
too. So.
Similar situations.
I mean, basically,
different levels of talent.
I think McDavid's the best player, with what I'm about to say, the best player of all these four players, but you got him and Draisaitl, and then you got, I would compare it to Kane and Taves. What happened with the Blackhawks, it was very similar. It was a 1 and a 3 overall picks, and you hit on both big time. Now they got to get a defense.
They got they have Nurse is pretty good, and they have their problem last year was goaltending. That was the big problem. They're playing better this year, and they'll be at. I'll say it. I'm going because I want to see Connor McDavid.
He's the big ticket item. He's the bucket list.
Yeah, exactly. And giving up watching the beginning of college basketball season, even though it's November 9th. College basketball starting.
You know, we might be
with some big ones.
geeking out here a little bit. They're plus 17 in goal differential already.
Who, Edmonton?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good this year. The question is whether they can do it in the playoffs with all the draft. I mean, we are geeking out. It's funny because when Holland was here, we talk about how Edmonton, they had all these draft choices, and you'd lead, and you guys want us to lose and get us, and what's it guaranteed? Nothing. And for years, guys like Hopkins, other number 1 picks, and they couldn't do anything. Now we'll see what happens in the playoffs. Anyway. See, that's about 5 to 11 minutes right there. We're doing
Yeah, but you're talking about college basketball. I mean, college basketball tips off tonight.
That's what I mean. As I said, yeah. Michigan State taking on
Kansas.
Yeah. At the Garden. World's famous arena. And the Mike Krzyzewski farewell tour begins tonight.
Yes, it does. Are you going to pay your tributes?
Stoney's going to set up some cheese.
The Aardvark.
Right. I know. I just wanted to hear him say he's the Aardvark.
Look, he's certain things he does just bother me. But
Duke, Kentucky.
yeah, should be a good one. Kentucky's NIL has really helped get back into things. Anyway, among other things, there was a football game last night. Football and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now they were trying, it was a trap game for them. The Lions are next.
Yes.
He did manage to hold off. Came back and then held off the Chicago Bears 29-27. I thought the better was like 26 or something. It's like, all right, this game's done.
Yeah.
I woke up this morning and said, whoa, what the hell happened? And it was a pretty good game. And Justin Fields got hot a little bit later in the game, and they took the lead. And there was a controversial play that all over social media, ESPN, Get Up, Fox Sports, all that stuff. Cassius Marsh, who many of you have heard of, including myself before this morning, he was a former Pittsburgh Steeler. The Bears just signed him as a defensive player.
8-year vet out of UCLA.
Signed him a few years ago, a few days ago.
Yeah.
And during the game, it was a 3rd and 8, 47-yard line. And Nash makes a sack on his former quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger. And he gets a little excited. He does it was almost like a backflip,
He did a like a roundabout kick.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. And basically looked towards his former teammate's sideline.
Yes.
I don't think he was like pointing or genuflecting or anything like that.
No,
afterwards.
he looked at the sideline.
He looked at the sideline. Yeah, right.
And he was obviously flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct. Now, the question is when he was flagged.
It was taunting.
Or taunting, yes.
Taunting. 3:40 left, 3rd and 8 at the 47. They get the sack, and Pittsburgh would have had to punt. And the Bears were trailing 23-20 at the time. Plenty of time to come back and take the lead and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They eventually did take the lead, so you can't say that it definitely cost them the game, but it basically helped the Bears, the Steelers, get 3 more points.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. and when the official threw the flag for taunting, it was after there was a bump from the official to Marsh, and people are going to run into each other. He called it taunting, but it looked to me like the official stuck his butt out.
Yes.
Tried to initiate contact and then threw the flag.
Right. Now, the official said, and to the pool reporter, the contact had nothing to do with the flag.
Oh, right. But why did he not throw the flag earlier? I mean, that's the question. And even if it is just simply on taunting, it's a dumb call. It's a terrible call. The NFL, I know it's a point of emphasis. Get rid of the point of emphasis.
It's one thing if you're over a guy's face, maybe, and doing that. Okay, that I can see. But what this dude did was nothing.
No.
Absolutely nothing. Here's the way it sounded on Westwood 1 last night.
Roethlisberger pressure comes late, steps away. He's in trouble. Down he goes. Coverage was terrific downfield, and Cassius Marsh, the former Steeler who was cut in camp this year, added to the roster today, gets the sack to end the Steeler threat.
Well, Roethlisberger tries sliding around to buy some time. Oh, there's a late penalty. I think they're going to get the Bears. Are they going to get the Bears with a penalty? Unsportsmanlike. And
That's
this may give them
conclusion
a
of
first
play.
down.
Taunting. Defense number 59. 15-yard penalty.
That's
a first down.
That is an absolute dagger.
Dagger
Oh,
time.
dagger time.
It was. Greg's wearing a dagger time t-shirt. It was a bad call.
Terrible call.
How about the hip check?
Well, that's what I have a question about is what's the deal with the hip check? And he clearly backed into Cassius Marsh.
Right.
So
Do it on purpose.
yeah, what the
Of
hell?
course he did. Did you watch it?
Yes, I watched it.
The referee stuck his butt out as players were running off the field and made him bumped him.
Yeah, and then throws the flag.
Right.
Like, I mean, it was the
Well,
taunting happened long before that.
Right. I was just reading what he did. Where the contact had absolutely
I think that's just a savvy play, trying to draw a flag. You're trying to draw a flag late in the
Yes.
game like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good play. Good football.
Yeah, must have money on the game.
Makes you question it, although you really can't find a rhyme or reason in that situation, gambling wise.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it didn't. I don't know that it had necessarily an effect. Although it did keep as you said, kept the drive going. Another field goal. But this is an issue that the NFL has been plagued with all year. You allow after a touchdown or after an interception for guys to go pose for a camera in the end zone. Yet when a guy has a sack, all of a sudden it becomes taunting if he just looks at the other sideline. I mean, some of the taunting calls this year, a receiver gets up after a big catch and he spins the ball. I mean, how many times have we seen that over the past 30 years?
This is where I wonder if the NFL is purposely doing dumb rules like this to bring attention to the game.
They don't need to, though.
But it's self-generating controversy. Like the whole catch rule process. The NFL got so much publicity and mileage out of that, and then they end up going back to virtually what it used to be.
I don't think. Yeah, they get a lot of people to be talking about this, but who's going to be talking about it? Us. All the shows are already people getting eyeballs on for sports anyway. They're not
they're not generating new eyeballs.
No.
Do you think we'd have been talking about this last night at 9:30?
No, but the point is though, it's not going to generate any extra eyeballs to the broadcast when they
We're going to be talking about how the game ended.
Yeah.
However it would have ended, if it would have been
The league had a very, very rough week in general this weekend. Now everybody's going to be talking about this at the water cooler.
Yeah, maybe that, or the fact that the Bears, their second receiver, Mooney.
Yeah.
I looked him up. 5th round pick.
Yeah.
You can get good receivers with a 5th round pick. Yeah. Our
We
telephone
don't have
number.
the time today. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Nice evaluation of our receivers.
Yeah, right now, yes, exactly. 248-539-9797 is the telephone number. Heather has news next.
Yep, I'm going to update you on the whole Astro World tragedy that happened. I've got some updates on that. Plus, I've got a kind of local machete story.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I just did. 97.1 the ticket.
BetMGM welcomes fans to the action with a special offer. Sign up today and receive $100 in free bets when you bet any $1 wager on a Detroit Red Wings game, regardless of your bet's outcome. Just use bonus code TOMM100 when you make your first bet to take advantage of this offer. Experience hockey like never before with the king of sportsbooks. Download the app or go to BetMGM.com and use bonus code TOMM100 to receive $100 in free bets when you place a $1 or more wager on any Red Wings game. Only at BetMGM, the official partner of the NHL and the Detroit Red Wings. And maybe tonight's the night you get in on that action. Edmonton Oilers in town, 9-1. McDavid and Draisaitl, they're a rock show. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years or older to wager. Michigan only. New customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable free bets or site credit. Free bets expire in 7 days from issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers. Just west of Ann Arbor in the Chelsea area, there's an accident affecting the right side of 94 eastbound after M52. Then in Novi Napier near 12 Mile, there's a crash reported. Whether you're north, south, east, or west, your Metro Detroit Chevy Dealers are in your neighborhood and ready to put you in the driver's seat of the best-selling family of SUVs in Metro Detroit. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. I'm Michelle hanging up with traffic.
If there was one provider for all your business technology needs, for local businesses, that company is Applied Imaging. Applied Imaging, copiers, printers, network support, and other IT services, document management and paperless office solutions, document destruction, and much more. Applied Imaging, serving Michigan and Northern Ohio business people for 3.5 decades with world-class hardware and software manufacturers and award-winning service. For years, you've heard well over 100 Applied Imaging customers on the radio talking about how Applied Imaging has improved their business. Along with fast and friendly service, our customers discuss how Applied Imaging has made their business more efficient and their employees more productive with innovative technology solutions. Applied Imaging, a one-stop source for all your business technology needs and people that want to help your business be more successful. Call Applied Imaging today at 800-521-0983 or visit AppliedImaging.com.
Mother Waddles would like to take this moment and thank the tens of thousands of satisfied car donors who have made Mother Waddles the #1 car donation program here in Michigan. As you all know, Mother Waddles has been helping the poorest of the poor right here in our community for over 50 years now. But quite frankly, she could not have done this without your generous car donations. So if you're considering donating your car, doesn't it just make sense to go with the leader and donate it to Mother Waddles, where you know it will do the most good? And remember, not only is Mother Waddles the #1 car program, but it is also Detroit's oldest and most respected car donation program. So if you have an extra car in your driveway and you could use a tax deduction, call Mother Waddles today at 313-WADDLES or donate your car online at motherwaddles.org. Mother Waddles, a name you can trust. Call today, 313-WADDLES. That's 313-WADDLES.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So it's about time for an oil change? We've got what you need. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic or synthetic high mileage motor oil and an STP extended life oil quote for just $36.99. And you can get it all fast, your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery. Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish
is pretty bad.
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind. Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive, bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres? No matter your learning style or experience level, Babbel has lessons designed for you that will get you speaking quickly and confidently. I tried learning Spanish before, but I couldn't stick with it until I found Babbel.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said now he speaks Spanish.
I can't wait to use our new language skills on our upcoming adventures. Babbel, language for life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
It's November 2021. I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And with the chance of mortgage interest rates on the rise, you don't want to miss out on your opportunity to lock in a low rate. Call Hall Financial today to see if you qualified for our no appraisal 8-day close. Our commitment to speed and client service has earned us nearly 4,000 five-star reviews. Get started now at 866-CALL-HALL or chat with us online at callhallfirst.com.
Hall Financial, NMLS ID 1467435. Equal housing lender.
Your opinion matters. Call the D Las Vegas 97.1 The Ticket Studio line at 248-539-9797. Book your stay at the D by visiting thed.com. The D Las Vegas, the home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
Necessary Roughness with former NFL lineman TJ Lang and John Jansen. Download it today on the Odyssey app.
Tonight, college basketball, begins with Michigan State taking on Kansas at Madison Square Garden. The Wings are home against Edmonton coming up tonight right here on 97.1 The Ticket. Oiler general manager Ken Holland will join us at 9 o'clock. Heather, what's going on?
Well, I'm going to start with some updates on the whole Astroworld Music Festival tragedy. Travis Scott just announced that he will be issuing full refunds for everyone who bought tickets to his show, and he also canceled his appearance at a festival in Las Vegas that's scheduled for this weekend. Sources say that he is just too distraught to play, which I think I understand, and also probably the right thing for him to do, to step back from that. There was another rapper that actually performed at the Astroworld Festival. He is going to be performing at this festival in Vegas, the Day in Vegas Festival, Roddy Ricch. But he also announced that all of the money he made, all of his earnings, he is going to donate to the victims of that tragedy, which is great. And in more updates, Travis Scott is also announcing that he is going to pay for the funeral expenses of all the victims from his show as well. So he said he will fully cover any and all funeral costs that might, come across to all these families. There was 8 people who passed away. There's still a lot of other people in the hospital as well. He also said that he was going to be partnering with BetterHelp. They're a network of mental health professionals. So he's basically offering free therapy to anybody who attended the show who may want to talk to somebody. And basically, if you want that, anyone who attended can get these one-on-one virtual therapy sessions. And then BetterHelp also said, hey, if you need more than a virtual session and you need to go see somebody in person, they're also going to partner with somebody else to offer in-person therapy as well.
There's some good steps.
Yes, some good steps for sure. The Las Vegas Raiders have released Damon Arnett after the former first-round pick was seen in a video on social media waving around firearms and threatening to kill somebody. So he made this post on social media last week, and it actually went viral over the weekend. And it's basically just what I said. In the video, you can see him. He's got like 3 different kind of guns that he's showing off, and he repeatedly says that he's going to kill somebody, whoever he's talking to in the video. The Raiders GM said that it was a very difficult decision, but the team could not tolerate what they saw in that video.
Not a real good few days for the Vegas Raiders.
No.
Actually, the whole season with Gruden, too. Obviously less serious than the Ruggs deal and this, but man.
No, just a rough stretch for him there.
Yeah. Definitely. Dearborn police are searching for the driver of an SUV involved in a fatal hit-and-run crash that took the life of a 6-year-old girl on Sunday afternoon. This little girl was visiting her grandma. She was over at her grandma's house when she was hit by this vehicle. The vehicle is being described as a white Equinox. Hit this girl and then drove off. She's obviously sustained severe life-threatening injuries, and now Dearborn police are hoping that somebody can identify the vehicle and the driver. There is a photo, you can check it out. I mean, it literally looks like a white Equinox. There's not a lot of other detail they have, so hopefully somebody might be able to help find who was involved in this crash. 6th grade students at Pioneer Middle School in Plymouth Township will switch to remote learning for the rest of the week due to a high number of COVID-related absences. So school officials said that there has been an increase in positive COVID cases at the middle school, which has also led to a larger number of close contacts, which means a lot of the kids are now at home because they can't go to school. So they sent a letter home to families, and school officials just noted that over 25% of the 6th grade class are out of school either because they tested positive or because they now have to quarantine because they were in close contact. So basically they've decided to pause in-person learning for the 6th graders. This is just for a week, hopefully so that they can include everybody in that 6th grade class in their lessons. So, I mean, they know the drill. They've done it. Just get the Zoom link, jump online. They'll be all right for this week. But, man, still, it's
Hopefully all those kids can get online.
yeah, well, yes.
Yeah.
Very true. Very, very true. Okay, so I've got a machete story. A Petoskey man was arrested over the weekend after attacking another man with a machete. And it always raises the question as to, you just walking around with a machete, or you driving around with a machete? Where do you store it? Like,
Is that a machete in your pants? You just have to
right, exactly. So when police responded to the incident, they found a man walking in the middle of US 31, bleeding from a severe laceration on his left leg. So it sounds like this attack actually happened right there on the highway. Like, they got off at an intersection and the argument started there. The injured man told the cops that he knew his attacker and the two had gotten into an argument. I'd love to know over what, but we don't know that. The suspect, a 56-year-old man, was arrested. The victim was taken to the hospital. But again,
when did
you
this
keep it
happen?
underneath the seat. I think it happened over the weekend.
Did it?
Yeah.
I was up there on Sunday and traveled on that. It sounds like that stretch of 31, but didn't see anything.
I don't know.
A machete.
It would have been quite the sight to see. Thankfully, the victim is going to be all right, which is the good news. Have you or your neighbors started to put up any Christmas lights yet?
Mine have been up all year, baby.
Well, you haven't turned them on.
I've not plugged it in yet.
We have one neighbor, they do have them on.
We, not in our neighborhood, but in the vicinity of where my subdivision is, I saw the first house just Clark Griswold, like full-on bright lights, and it actually put a little smile on my face. I was like, good for you, man. But the question is it too early to turn on lights?
No.
I don't think so either, and surprisingly, most people don't. It's about 50-50. 49% of Americans actually want to see neighbors turn on their Christmas lights before Thanksgiving. Well, you know what?
We're only 2 weeks away.
We're not far away. Normally, my rule growing, not a rule, but just a family rule when I was growing up, it was always the weekend after Thanksgiving, or basically Friday.
Yeah.
Fair game. You can turn on all your Christmas lights if you want, but, you know, it kind of just, it does put you in a good mood, I think. For me, anyway. Some people are probably Grinches and like, already those lights.
We do the Christmas tree either Thanksgiving Day after we eat or on Friday.
Yep.
But Christmas lights can go up. I mean, they go up now. Absolutely.
I agree.
No, Christmas trees can go up now. It's just when we do it.
Right.
I love driving by houses and seeing the Christmas tree in the front window. I think that's just, it's really cool to see those start popping up.
I think I'm going to start the Christmas tree, which I typically do right after Thanksgiving. I think I'm going to start it the weekend before.
Yeah.
I need a little extra time this year, I think.
And last weekend was, it was a perfect weekend to put those lights up.
It was amazing. Very, very nice. Speaking of the holidays and Christmas, I know, John, you've already started holiday shopping. You told us this like way before Halloween.
A couple months ago,
you were really, really early. A lot of people say they do plan to shop earlier than they typically do. They also say they plan to spend less money this year than in years past. So basically, a lot of people are getting out there early because of all of the reports about the shipping delays, the supply chain issues. They want to make sure they can get the items they know they want to buy. And then 29% say that they're going to spend less this year than they did last year.
Understandable.
I think a lot of people went all out last year.
Yeah.
Because of the pandemic. It was like, well, this year has sucked.
What else have I haven't spent money on anything else. I'm not spending money on travel.
Right. Let's just go all out and have a great holiday. And people spent a lot of money. And this year they're kind of like, oh, let's not spend so much as we did.
Go back to 2019 levels.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Thank you very much, Heather. All right, coming up next, we'll talk to Michigan edge rusher David Ojabo. You don't want to miss this because he's a very interesting guy.
Yes, he is.
He really is. 97.1 The Ticket.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here with the Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Week 10 Pro Football Sunday, New England, a 2.5-point home favorite against Cleveland. Total here is 45.5. And we understand why New England's a favorite here. New England has been ultra impressive over the last couple of weeks, but I can't get to New England minus 2.5, maybe minus 1 here. So I definitely think there's value with Cleveland, who saw themselves as an underdog like this last week against Cincy and won in blowout fashion. So the early look coming up for Week 10 Pro Football, just a numbers play, will be Cleveland plus the 2.5. Cleveland plus 2.5 on the road in New England this Sunday. That's it for this Bet River Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by Bet River Sportsbook, Detroit's hometown sportsbook. Check out the latest lines today at BetRivers.com. I'm Nick Costos. Keep it locked here for more throughout the day. Must be 21, playable in Michigan. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-270-7117.
The word on the street is that there are a lot of great reasons to bank with Community Financial Credit Union. Think that vacation home is out of reach? Tavis says it was easy to move right into the cottage of her dreams. Deanna got a check for her new car in under 24 hours. Like what you're hearing about Community Financial? See what members are saying at cfcu.org/sayitbest. That's cfcu.org/sayitbest. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Truck is the leader in all things moving, and now junk removal service. So whether you're looking to simplify your next home or business move, or just need some help cleaning out the house or garage, go to 2meninatruck.com and get a quote today.
Some people treat investing like a game, but Marcus by Goldman Sachs approaches investing in a smart way, with digitally managed portfolios that leverage Goldman Sachs strategies. So, do you want to play games, or do you want your money to work?
In 2 miles, turn left onto North
Visit
Carolina.
Marcus.com to learn more about saving, borrowing, and investing from Marcus by Goldman Sachs.
Investing involves risk and investments may lose value. Brokerage and investment advisory services by Goldman Sachs & Company, LLC. Member FINRA SIPC. Lending and deposits products provided by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, member FDIC.
With just one spray of Microban 24, your hard surfaces are sanitized for up to 24 hours. Touch after touch after touch.
So 6 hours from now?
Still sanitized.
12 hours?
Yep.
18 hours.
We're really doing this.
24 hours.
When used as directed, one spray of Microban keeps killing 99.9% of bacteria touch after touch for, up to 24 hours.
Wow.
Microban 24. The sanitizer 4 out of 5 doctors use in their own homes. So why aren't you?
Tito's Handmade Vodka is proud to salute the service of our veterans and active duty military members. This Veterans Day, we've teamed up with Travis Manion Foundation to highlight If Not Me Then Who moments from our veteran community. If Not Me Then Who was the mantra of Marine First Lieutenant Travis Manion. During his second deployment to Iraq, Travis and his fellow Marines were ambushed. Travis heroically pulled his wounded teammates to safety, but was shot by an enemy sniper, costing him his life. His courageous act allowed every member of his patrol to survive. Today, Travis's legacy lives on through Travis Manion Foundation. Our sponsor, Tito's Handmade Vodka, is proud to carry on Travis Manion's legacy by sharing If Not Me Then Who moments from our veteran community. This Veterans Day, join Tito's and Travis Manion Foundation to honor our nation's heroes. To donate or learn more, visit travismanion.org.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Pacura of National Benefit Plans. For affordable health insurance, call 877-734-2200.
Turn left onto
Ryan
North
Campbell
Carolina.
joins Stoney and Jansen Tuesdays at 7:30 on 97.1 The Ticket.
Joining us on the Stoney and Jansen program from the Michigan Wolverines, David Ajabo, who's turned into a strip sack specialist. How's that sound?
3/4 of a mile.
Sounds good.
Turn
I like
left.
that a lot.
How did you learn how to do it, considering the limited time you've played football before coming to Michigan?
It's definitely our coaching. A lot of spring ball, they're saying don't just get to the ball. I don't just get to the player, gotta get to the ball. So every time I see the quarterback, I'm not worried about hitting him hard. I'm always swinging my arm to try and get that ball up.
So last time we talked, it was the pandemic. You were stuck over on the other side of the pond. Has word traveled to the other side? I know you still got family there about the season that you're having, and how hard is it for them to try and get games and watch you?
Yeah, word has definitely traveled, but actually, my brother, a lot of credit to him. He gives out the live streams to my family, so they're all tuned in. And credits to them. Even this night game, they stayed up till 3 a.m. to finish the game. So that means the world to me. But yeah, then I think even there's some channels back there to stream Michigan football. Yeah. So it's not really hard to get in.
How many questions did you have to answer about what you're doing and what it means? Do they understand?
Yeah, that's a whole different ballgame because they really don't. I mean, honestly, I'm still learning too, but all the matters is they're happy for me.
I know you've talked about this before, but for our audience, how did you get into playing football over there?
So actually, I moved over from Scotland to New Jersey with intentions of pursuing soccer and basketball, and that didn't really go well. So I got into track, and I ran a 10.9 and won the prep state championships in the 100 meter, and that kind of started turning heads. And then my coach Saylor, Jim Saylor, he's the one who told me to start playing football. And then credit to Odafe Owe for the Ravens. He was my teammate, and he did the same thing, where he was a basketball converted to football, and then blew up, got a lot of offers. So I kind of just followed in his footsteps since we're kind of built alike.
A fast guy from New Jersey sounds much a little bit like Jabril Peppers as far as speed goes, right?
Yes, sir.
Did you break his records or anything like that?
Not that I know of. He's freaky fast.
So the 10.9, was that you just laced up the shoes,